In August 1991, little Philippa, you've all met little Philippa, she would have only been 3 months. I was commissioned to write a song for an Australian praise and worship album called The Great Southland. And immediately I knew that the title of the song would be The Great Southland of the Holy Spirit. It seemed to make, well, it made sense. It, for me, was a phrase that somehow echoed around the back end of my spirituality. And so I sat down, and of all the places to write it, and many of you probably know the story, I wrote it while sitting on the toilet. So plenty of paper, no pen. And the first line was, "This is our nation, this is our land." And I remember once I'd finished writing this song, I remember presenting it to the church and presenting it to the youth group, and occasionally I write a song, more so in the past then, where I do feel that this has got a weight to it, and so was that song. I had a young Aboriginal brother who was in the Bible college, and I remember him coming to see me, and he looked at me and he said, "Pastor Geoff," I used to be called Pastor Geoff in those days, made no difference, but they called me that. He said, "What about the Koori brothers and sisters?" And I can still remember looking at him and thinking, I don't understand what you mean. And it took me years to realise. Now this is my journey, and I share with you this afternoon, and in her graciousness, she assured me that how I felt was not accurate. But this is my journey, and I've got the stage, so you'll have to listen to it. One day, as I am realising that the poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. It's a lot of motorcycles. Realising that God has come for the sufferers. God has come for Barabbas, the thief on a cross, Roman centurion who probably crucified. That Jesus shows us compassion. That I realised that little song and that little line, "This is our nation, this is our land," was incredibly white. This was Hillsong 1991. It was called Hills Christian Life Centre. It was meeting in the Hills Centre, Entertainment Centre. We were white, we were Anglo-Saxon, we were middle class, and we were about as deep as a wading pool. And that's a fair comment. I'm not cracking a joke. It's a fair comment. We hadn't worked through things. At that stage, we were just recording albums and being part of something that was just happening. And I started to realise in this journey through my own suffering and my journey with my own flesh, that how could I say this is our nation? How could I say it when Australia, as what you were saying, Carla, the lack of reconciliation in our land? How can I say this is ours? Because to the stolen generation, I bet that's stung. And it's funny, often people would come up to me and say to me, "I refuse to sing that song." And I never understood it. I took it terribly personally. Until one day I realised what I was saying. And so I've changed the words, not to "this is our nation," but "this is yours." This is God's land. This is God's land that we live in by the grace of God, but also by the grace of the Aboriginal nation. Now I have been singing that song with that attitude for many, many years now, a declaration that we're all one under God. But now I'm thinking again, because I think of all those who are outside our Christian nation, who may yet again listen to this song and we say, "This is your nation, this is your land," us as Christians saying to God, this is exclusively the Christian thing, rather than a land that desperately needs to be reconciled, faith to faith. Now that's a hard one to swallow. But I want to leave you, just before I sing the song, I want to leave you with a challenge. And I have no answer except to be challenged by it. In the 1930s, in Nazi Germany, they blamed one religion for all the ills of the world, and they started to persecute that religion. Now, I'm not saying whether the religion is right or whether the religion is wrong, whether they're equal inheritors or whatever, but I do not like where we are as a nation. And I would love this land, this song, to get bigger again, that we could extend grace to those who are marginalised, those who feel that the only way of reconciliation is to be done our way. I'll leave you with that thought.
The Great Southland of the Holy Spirit, version 2.5. This is your nation, this is your land, this common future, this shared hope, land of reaping, a land of harvest. This is your land, this is our home. This is the great Southland of the Holy Spirit, land of red dust plains and summer rain. And in this sunburnt land we have seen His love. To this great Southland His Spirit's come. This is your nation, this is your land, this land of plenty, this land of hope. The richest harvest is in her people from age to age. His Spirit's come. This is a great Southland of the Holy Spirit, land of red dust plains and summer rain. And in this sunburned land we have seen His love. To this great Southland His Spirit's come. Whoa, 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 this is your nation, this is your land, this lucky country of dreams gone dry. To all people there is a harvest, and to this land His Spirit's come. This is a great Southland of the Holy Spirit, land of red dust plains and summer rain. And in this sunburnt land we have seen His love. To this great Southland His Spirit's come. This is a great Southland of the Holy Spirit, land of red dust plains and summer rain. To the sunburned land we have seen His love. In this great Southland His Spirit's come.